a 30-year-old WIP, finally done, crossed off the list. I am so excited. Hi, my name is Sue, and I'm a maker from northwestern Wisconsin. I received this blanket from my grandma and all of her stash. She had this beautiful pink boy size F crochet hook in this super crinkly bag with lots of leftover bits of white yarn that she used for other baby gifts for who knows. She was a prolific, and I mean prolific, crocheter, and she had started this, and then in the late 90s she had carpal tunnel surgery. I believe it's about 30 years old. I am not 100% sure, but I received all of her crochet, all of her WIPs, all of her needles, all of her hooks, all of her sewing things, all of her embroidery. So very honored. And then I found this blanket in 2011, and then I started working on it. I see where a place where my cats did actually snag this a long time ago. Anyway, she had started this simple pattern down here. This is the bottom. I'm just going to show it. And I learned so much copying her stitch. It is very rhythmic. I sat here on, was it Monday? Monday I really worked on this hard, and I worked on it after work for a while, and it just felt, oh, my brain felt so good. It was like, yeah, crochet, man. Yoo-hoo! And then after supper, I sat down, and I normally sit down for a half hour to an hour, and then I get up and do things and blah, blah, blah. And I was so at peace and so happy and just cruising along, I didn't even realize 2.5 hours had passed. And I was like, oops. But I finished it yesterday. I did a simple single crochet border, 2 rounds. One half has one side, half of one side has 3 rounds. But I wanted the stitch to shine. Now I am going to wash this, because if you can see on the camera, I can see it. You can see like this yellowiness to this yarn. Like I said, it's been sitting around for 30 years. The cats did get a hold of it last fall, but I started again after I took it back from the cats, rewound my balls. I started it this year right where that purple piecing yarn is. And all I had to do was probably about, oh, I don't know, 4 or 5 inches. And now it's done. So it is going in the wash, and I'm going to dry it. It is just a blanket for my daughter if she so chooses to use it. She does like the color white a lot, which gives me a lot of pains because white is so easily stained. So what else can I say? I do not know how many, I just copied her. So let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8. Every 8 stitches or so, 2, 4, 6, 7. So she had 7 on one side, 2, 4, 6, 8. So she was doing it by 8ths, but she didn't do her math right, and there's only 7 on this side. You crochet directly over the stitch. So there's like this little spot where you can put your hook in, and that's how you fillet crochet. I don't know how to tell you, because I screwed up so many times when I first started doing it, and then I realized by looking at her stitches how to do it. And I feel so connected to my grandma being able to finish this project for her. I feel honored. I feel so happy, so I don't even know how to describe it. I feel like I succeeded in creating something she would be proud of. And I just wish she was here to see it. She would be well over 100 at this moment in time, so she has passed away a number of years ago. I would show a picture of her, but with the internet being the way it is, I don't want to take her image and then someone take AI to it or whatnot. And she was from the generation where she never had a computer. She never had a cell phone. There was no need. She didn't come from that line. So I'm very happy to finish it. It is 100% acrylic yarn. She had balls like this. I didn't use this one last ball because this blanket was done with like baby or sport weight yarn, and this last skein, this last little ball is lace, and I tried to use it and it just looked kind of funny, so I just put it off. I thought, I'm just going to use this for something else. I do not know what, but I must be careful because someone is here who loves this very much. Let's see if I can entice her. Look. Oh, she's already here. She wants this so bad. Anyway, I'm just gonna set it right here in front of me. There were 2 yarn bands in the blanket. There's a Lion brand Derbyshire with a pattern on the back. So I don't know if she kept it because it came with the, yep, this is white yarn. So she like the pattern that she wanted to keep? And then it also had this other really antique Sayel yarn from the SS Kresge company. Oh, came from Detroit, Michigan, because if I am correct on this one here, it was Orleans acrylic from DuPont. So, a little bit of history. DuPont used to make yarn. So, because it's probably a byproduct of petroleum and whatnot, being acrylic. Ah, crinkles. Okay, so other than that, I have only worked on 3 other projects this week, and I really focused on them. The first one I'm going to talk about is my Dulce V-Neck Drop Shoulder Cardigan. It's another yarn my cat really likes. This is from Berroco Dulce. It is a discontinued yarn. It is a brushed alpaca with a braided core of nylon and cotton and wool in the color Jade. It is coming along. I was working on this quite extensively. I have the increases over only on one side, so I didn't make too much of a, these are light pins, and I was really worried about it. Someone's underneath here trying to play with this. I have 3 more increases to do, and then figure out where, like how long it is and how much more I have to knit. I decided to have kind of a gathered at the bottom and then increase my own way. I'm not really following the pattern. I'm modifying the pattern. I started with 60 stitches and I need to get to 100 stitches. So I'm using my Knitter's Handy Book of Sweater Patterns by Ann Budd, and I figured, well, I'm gonna increase every 4 rows, see where that leads me, and then I need to get to 20 inches. So there you go, 20 inches. And I don't know how much this looks like right now, and I have, I believe, another 12 rows, no, 15. So it'll be close. It'll be close. I don't know. I think it's about 10 inches, maybe 12 right now. So we'll see. And then I will make my other sleeve, and then I will be done with the making, and then I can start the seaming. I am debating on wet blocking this or not, because I did wet block the sample. It became kind of sad. Instead of like this beautiful, soft, kind of, it became a little bit more matted. So I might just steam block it. And I was watching their Norwegian knitter today, and she was steam blocking silk mohair sweater she created, and I had to rewind it and watch it twice. So I might just do that, just because this is just so delicate and it doesn't really need to be stretched out, I don't think. We'll see. I will sew this up probably before, well, maybe I don't think it really needs to be steamed all that much, because it's really kind of an open stitch gauge. It's just so pretty. I just love it. So I am using my Knit Picks Reflections size 7. I love these needles. I am a Knit Picks affiliate now. At the time that I got these needles, I was not. I just got to try them for free by purchasing an amount of yarn or products that I would be able to qualify for a free gift. Sometimes they do that where they give you a free bag or something to that effect. I have found out that orders ship free in the United States and Canada at $75, or is that how Canadian says? So anyway, 75 US, 75 Canada. It does ship free to Europe, I believe England, because it had pounds. And I think it was 85 pounds. Not 100% sure, but it does say on their website. If you click the link in my description, it will lead you right to the website. If you decide then to buy anything from Knit Picks, they are having a massive sale until the end of July. It changes every week or every few days. Like recently, I put in my community posts that they had their $2, $4, and $6 sale, and it was a 2-day sale. I should have looked up. I did, but then I didn't write it down. They are having other sales. If you get on their mailing list, they do send out notifying emails that their sale is coming up. I have been a customer for the past 6 years, and I really do take advantage of their $2, $4, and $6 sale. This time I did buy some $4 yarn, which I have been wanting to try, and the savings were so great that it was just a wonderful birthday gift for me. Now, in the past, I've only bought $2 yarn, but this time it was all acrylic or dishy, which is their dishcloth yarn, and I was just looking for something else, and I was so pleasantly surprised. It has not arrived yet, so I'm not going to show you, but I was pleasantly surprised to be able to try 2 different yarns I have been wanting to try, but their price point was just a little out of my price range, but then I got 70% off. Now, if you are unsure about trying yarn from a website like I was, you can always start with the clearance section, and then you can say, yeah, this is nice yarn, because I bought this. Goes into a nice little transition. I bought this yarn 6 years ago, put it in my stash because I was too afraid to use it. I got this on clearance. This is Knit Picks Palette Twist, and it's called Camel Twist. They do not carry this color at this present moment in time. Sometimes they bring back colors, but their palette yarn is beautiful. It is 100% Peruvian Highland wool, and it's a 2-ply yarn. It's works wonderful for color work. It works wonderful as its own. It's a fingering weight, and I am actually knitting this up on its own. I thought about pairing it with another yarn, but it would have been thicker than I wanted it, because I really want a light cardigan for those sort of warm but kind of cool days. And it is knitting up into this beautiful, it's kind of curly because it's stockinette stitch. So I did a 2x2 rib. It does stretch out. And then I am doing stockinette because the yarn itself is the showcase. I thought about doing lace work, but I just want a simple, beautiful cardigan. This will be a V-neck, because the other one that I have in palette, Briar Twist, which is a darker yarn, is a crew neck, and I want them to be similar yet different, so I can wear this to school when I go outside on those cold days, and I can be nice and toasty warm. So yeah, if you're looking for yarn, not sure where to get it because now Joann's has closed, Knit Picks is a very good company. I enjoy shopping from them. I have bought quite a lot from them over the years, but their yarn is quality yarn. And my pixelated sweater cardigan that I made out of the Briar Twist, it really hasn't pilled all that much, which is really wonderful. So I have probably, I'm going to make a little mark so now we can see. I probably knitted about 4 inches since last week on this. It is a nice thing where I am just a little like tired, or I just want to sit down and kind of watch something and just mindlessly knit. And I enjoy going back and forth versus in the round. Controversial, maybe. I don't think so. There's the little blue clip, and now I can monitor my progress. So I am using the same book, the Knitter's Handy Book of Sweater Patterns. I am doing a set-in sleeve this time instead of a drop shoulder, and it is I've shown this many times. It is a spreadsheet book. You can use any yarn, you can use any needle, you can use any stitch gauge you want. You just make a swatch, then you look at your swatch, figure out what needles, what yarn, voila. Now, I am using a size US 2. I did the Knit Picks Reflections with this, the lace size. This is Knit Picks Lace Reflections. Knit Picks Reflections Lace. Say that 10 times fast. It does have a thinner cord, and the Knit Picks Reflections has regular standard needles as well as the shorties, but the lace and the regular and the shorties are not interchangeable with the cording. It has a smaller screw area here, which makes sense because it's lace needles. I really enjoy working with these. I don't know why. They're sturdy. I don't feel like I'm gonna break them, because sometimes, you know, when you use lace needles, it feels like you're bending them, and I've seen bent needles even from my grandma's collection. There are some needles that were just really bent and you look at them and you're like, oh wow, the whole needle is just really wonky. But I did not receive those as a gift. I did purchase them myself because they were worth it. But the body of the sweater is using a US 4 or a 3.5 millimeter. The last thing I'm going to discuss today is my Leisure Arts cardigan from this book. This is a discontinued book. I got mine off of Amazon via Thrift Books. It is a nice pattern overall. It does explain things, but it does not give you any yarn recommendations. It does not give you any type of yarn to use. It gives you the gauge. It gives you medium weight, how many skeins approximately you're going to need, or how many yards or meters, and you know, the basics, the very basics. So when I was working the sleeve, I did finish one and I cast on another. I just kind of felt like I was in the dark a little bit. The minimal instructions, this kind of makes me wonder if I did it correctly, because it just looks, okay, so here's one side, right? And then here's the other side. And yet I just don't know. Like, is this area? I don't know. It was supposed to be even, and maybe it will be once I block it. I just don't know. It feels like I did and did not screw up, if that makes any sense at all. I am trusting the process now because I just don't know. I did stop the pattern up here, like the last, it looks 4 rows, 3-4 rows, because you decrease on both sides, on the wrong side, I believe. Don't quote me. And then so you're decreasing on both sides, you know, to get that pointed part. I'm trying to hold it, and I think I flicked it in my coffee because it's wet. But will it work? I'm trusting the process that it will. And then I will block each piece, and then I will sew up each piece, and then I do a crochet edging around the entirety of the sweater. I want this done, and I'm really kind of getting sick of this pattern. It's not a bad pattern. It's just taking a really long time, and I thought it would be a very quick knit, because I thought, oh, stocking net and just a little bit of lace. I cannot memorize the pattern. The pattern it uses 10 stitches and it's an 8-row repeat, and I can never remember the pattern. I guess because it changes every row. Like if it was only done on the right side, then you could be like, oh, well, I'm on row 3, and then whoop, 4, and then okay, now I'm on row 5 and I do this. But the pattern is consistently different on each 8-row repeat. It is quite nice. I will really enjoy wearing this. Just wish I could see this. Oh, hey. Maybe. So I did start the sleeve. I just cast on, marked my stitches, and then I was just like, ugh. And then I was watching something, or the thought of just needing to finish something. So it might have been a combination of those two things, where I was watching something and they finished something, and it was a long-term WIP, and I thought, you know, I've had these long-term WIPs and I really want to get them done. And I thought, oh, I should work on my temperature blanket. And I said, no. Your grandma's WIP has been waiting 30 years, approximately, to get finished. Do that first. So I did, and I had to fend myself off from a cat who kept trying to take my stuff. But I am using, on this project, the Knit Picks 4 Square Sunstruck 4 square laminated birch needle, size 8. You just use the size 8. The cords are quite a bit thicker. I really enjoy these needles, and I chose them out of my collection of needles because the 4 square is supposed to help with hand pain when working with natural fibers. This is a big twist yarn. by Joann's. Not sure who will be carrying Big Twist in the future. Will it be Michael's? Will it be Hirschner's? Will it be both? But I got this last year around my birthday for I think 75 cents a skein. It was awesome. Anyway, each it is a cotton poly. It is 85% cotton, 15% polyester. So it should work up nicely in the future. Especially in the summer, I can, wear it out. It should be, hopefully the natural striping of the yarn just kind of works together. I am trusting the process with this big time. So now that is about all I have to discuss this week. I just wanted to jump on real quick. The summer school is going really quick, really fast. However, now the behaviorals are coming out because every year with school, you always have the honeymoon period. It happens after every break. It happens after certain times of the year, like spring break, Christmas break, summer break, where kids are more subdued, more easily, following along because they are kind of new. But once they get comfortable in a situation, then the behaviorals come out, and that is what is happening now. But it's only a short day, and it's a short week, and tomorrow is the last day for this week, and then we only have another 4 days after that. It'll be really, really fun, I know, and it'll also be really sad to have it done. I have really enjoyed working in small groups because normally during the school year I am working in the library, and so the librarian is actually at 2 different schools. So one week she's at my school and another week she's at the other school, and during the weeks that she's not there, I take care of like all the tasks, the collecting of books, checking them in, repairing or shelving or processing new books or making copies, or all the busy work. And then when she is there, I'm still doing all of the busy work as well, but also helping with the library lessons. So, and they do quite a bit. And, maybe, just maybe, summer school will lead into me working more full time. That would be awesome. And you never know. So I'm keeping my hopes up. So I'm going to put this in the wash. I'm so thankful that my grandma gave me all of her stuff. If it wasn't for her seeing that I really enjoyed crafting with my hands, and then gave me the honored gift of caretaking all of her things, all of her stuff. I have my great grandma's stuff. I have great aunt's things. I'm just so honored to be able to have done this for her. I really am. I wish I could just show her, and then she could be so thankful, and then we could sit down, and then she would have a table full of food because she was Italian, and she'd be like, "Are you hungry?" I'd be like, "Oh, not really." And then "Oh, do you want like some pickles? Oh, hey, I'm in the mood for applesauce too. Would you like some applesauce? Don't you like cranberry juice?" I got some good grapes. Oh, should we make cinnamon rolls? Oh, she was a really good baker. So thank you, Grandma, for trusting me. I really appreciate it. Now, that is about it for today. I hope that you are all enjoying this wonderful month of June, doing whatever you feel like doing, and I will see you again next week. Take care. Bye for now.